20 years, Moser Engineering has been one of the leading brands in the aftermarket world when it comes to rear ends, gears, and axles. And they continue that tradition here at SEMA 2007 by bringing you their new fabricated 9-inch housing for late model F-body Camaros and Firebirds. I'm here with Tim Irwin, one of the lead engineers at Moser. And Tim, you're displaying this new fabricated 9-inch housing here. And can you tell us a little bit about it?
Yes, we needed a housing and torque arm package to make up for some of the inherent weaknesses of some of the other products in the market. A lot of calls from customers looking for something to adapt to our new housing, our fabricated housing, and come up with this chromoly torque arm package. The chromoly cross member, 4130 chromoly 1.25-inch tube torque arm package with all the associated hardware. It's basically a bolt-in package for the F-body Camaros and Firebirds. It gives the average Joe the opportunity to bolt a race suspension into his car versus having to take it to a chassis shop and have them fabricate something for him.
And what was the call for this? Are there some inherent weaknesses in the stock chassis why you need to put this arm in there?
The original stock chassis and housing combination was a 7.5-inch ring and pinion, which was designed for 400 horsepower max. Most of the guys nowadays are running 600 to 800 horsepower in these things and couldn't take it. The original torque arm was a stamped sheet metal piece, and they were really good about folding up, and we just saw a need for this type of product in these cars.
Well, let's talk about the people whose car this actually is on, and a very, very fast car, one of the quickest in the LSX category. We're talking to Bob Beam, who's the owner of the car. And Bob, I know you have a relationship with Moser going back a while. You guys work together with them to develop this?
We have sold Moser rear ends for a long time now. We're very strong in the late model F-body industry as far as selling products. A lot of guys with their weak 10 bolts, they don't buy a rear end until they need one. Unfortunately, when that happens, a lot of these people, it's their daily driver. They need a rear end very quickly. Moser has a 2-day turnaround, which is the fastest in the industry. It makes us look good. With this new rear end, they were looking for a car to put it in. We happen to be at the right place at the right time, and it's working out a lot better than what anybody had imagined, at least at our end. It made us look really good.
Well, let's bring in Ted Garvin, the driver of the car. And Ted, we've seen some video here how well this system works in the car. You're standing it up, slamming it down, standing it up, slamming it down on the track again. How was this car to drive with that rear end?
Oh, this was a dream. As soon as I let go of that trans brake, the response to that rear end was instantaneous. Bob asked me to drive this car for his company, Exotic Performance, up in Columbia City, Indiana, and I was honored. I also got to drive this vehicle 30 miles on the streets of Memphis, Tennessee, and I can tell you there's no noise in that rear end at all. I was very impressed.
So you had no problems letting the trans brake go 4,000 or 5,000 RPM, no worries at all?
It wasn't even close to putting any kind of strain on that Moser rear end that I can tell whatsoever, and I've driven some of their parts at 200 miles an hour.
Well, there you go. Moser continues to put quality product underneath your car. You can go fast, you can put the horsepower to it, and it's going to stick with you, and you should stick with us here on Power TV during SEMA 2007.